I think we're ready to begin. Welcome to another Toasty Hen project update video. I'm actually filming this at the end of November and not halfway through December, so I'm happy about that. We have a few finished objects and several things that I'm working on today, and I have a couple of acquisitions to show you as well. So if you are interested in any of that, stick around. I am hydrating with some water in one of my favorite water bottles. Because I already had a cup of coffee because it's like, I don't know, I think it's like noon. Actually, I didn't even look when I started recording this. But it is a very bright, sunny day. We got some snow last night, so this room feels extra bright today. So let's get into some finished objects. Last month I was talking about my Nest socks, and while they are a finished object, they are finished in a different form. I think my gauge was off the whole time, so I decided to bind it off and turn it into a little doll hat. I had my doll out on the couch because she was in my daughter's room, and one of my friend's daughter, I was watching her kids over here, and her daughter wanted to play with it, so we brought it out. So my Nest sock got turned into a little doll beanie. With the length that I was at, I just folded up what was the cuff, and that turned into a little brim. But this turned out so cute. I was like, this is like the perfect, I was thinking a little doll cowl, but then I put it on and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a hat. So I just did some decreases. I tried to do it like in pattern with the half fisherman's rib, and I think it did an okay job with that. And again, it was a doll hat, so I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this has to be perfect. And then I just sewed up that little bit there. But I think this turned out really nice. Like I said, that was just like looking huge for a sock. Even for me, like with the super slouchiness, I just wasn't vibing with it. And the half fisherman's rib in the small circumference, even on magic loop, I was getting some weird laddering. And then on a 9-inch circular, my wrist was really hurting with this. So I decided to turn it into something more usable. So it is now a hat for one of my dolls, and that will be for my daughter as well. So if you are looking for a quick, easy doll hat pattern, I recommend the Nest Socks turned hat. But this is super cute, and this is the Breadalicious boyfriend sock. So I think I am still going to use the rest of this yarn to make a pair of socks, but I think I'm going to do Crazy Sock Ladies Vanilla Bean or some other more like simple pattern like that. I think the yarn is really going to shine through that. The other finished object I have for November so far, which I think may be my only one, we'll get to one that I might be able to finish this weekend, but we'll get to that, is in this bag here. And that is a little hat. See if I get that to focus. There we go. A little hat. I'm not sure what this one's gonna be. It was a little star, but I need to block it. It kind of just looks like a little flower right now. This star and these little cookies, which there's a third one somewhere, but my daughter ran away with it. I am making her little ornaments to decorate her own little tree, and I picked up some fleece to sew a little tree so she can have her own little Christmas tree and decorate it with crochet ornaments. So these are the ones I've done so far. I have a big bag of worsted weight yarn scraps and acrylics here to make more. Yeah, I have a bunch of little ornaments planned, so I'm just kind of working on these here and there if I need a quick little project. I think my favorite so far might be the cookies, but I love the way this little star turned out, so I might make more of these. This was really fun. So yeah, I'm making her little crochet ornaments. So this is a project finished objects, but there's a lot more of them that are also in the works. So a partial finished object. And these are just random worsted scraps. I can find the yarns if anybody's really interested, but I did some stash diving, and I think some of them are maybe discontinued or not available anymore. So, oh, she's not happy from waking up from her nap. I also forgot. This is my whatever sweater that I'm wearing today. I made this out of a bunch of my fingering weight scraps, and I held two together to get this lovely like marled effect. And this just cozy day felt like I needed something nice and warm, and I love this sweater. It is the whatever sweater pattern. I cannot remember the designer, but basically she has the formula to do a basic raglan construction sweater, and breaks down the percentages you need for like the sleeves, the front and the back, and then you pick whatever size needle, whatever size yarn, and kind of just gives rough estimations on the yarn for that. So like I said, I held a bunch of fingering scraps, held them double, and got this lovely marling. So it's very cozy. I love it. Basically works up to a DK weight. So all right, let's get into some whips. Let's see. This month, I've really been only working on 2 projects. And you will see how much progress I've made on them. Maybe I didn't show this one yet. I'll have to put a progress keeper. But this will be a Sophie hood. And I have an obnoxious amount of stitch markers on here because I keep having to pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. But I am nearly done with the increases before I shape the hood, and then this will be a Christmas present for my sister. She knows about this, don't worry. But it is in this gorgeous Rios colorway. Another one right here. But this is so pretty, and it's working up really fast. I love this. I am doing it on the recommended needle, which is a US 8 5mm. Like I said, I am very close to being done with the increases, and I'll shape, and I'll go super fast after that. So I'm feeling pretty good about getting this one done on time. So this is for my sister. I finished this hat, like I showed a couple weeks ago in my video, this Musselburgh for my nephew. So this one is done. Hers is almost done. And then when I'm done with her hood, I plan on using the leftovers from her hood to make a little bonnet or hat for my niece out of the same color. If not, I have a bunch of scraps that I'll use, but I think it'd be really fun. And then they all kind of coordinate. So that is progress so far on the Sophie hood. And that is still living, or that is living in this little patchwork bag. I've been loving this patchwork bag. I really want to make more of them. But I have so many bags on my sewing table right now that the patchwork just takes more time, and I don't always have that time to give to it. So there is my Sophie hood progress. That was not a lot to talk about there, but there's been a lot of knitting done on that. And that leads me to my other big whip for November. I really wanted to wear this for Thanksgiving, but I didn't quite get there. I could have worn it, but I don't think it would have looked very good. Because it only has a partial sleeve. There's one side. Let's see. No, this is the back. So this is my Insh Sweater test knit. So I am into sleeve number 1. And then this is rolling quite a bit, but I have a little bit of the body done too. I feel like this is working up nice and fast because I am doing it in a DK weight, and I'm doing the stripes, so it visually feels more interesting, and I feel like I feel like it goes faster. But I am, like I said, partway into the sleeve, and then I have a couple inches of body done. I wanted to do a sleeve when I ran out of one of the colors, so I almost ran out here of ball number 1 of the tan. I am doing this in Barocco Vintage DK, and it's black and then taupe. I don't know what the actual color names or numbers, but this is the Insh pullover by the Crayabea, and this is a test knit, so I will be working on this quite a bit to get it done by the deadline in the beginning of January. But it is a saddle shoulder construction, so you actually start with the saddles, you pick up the back, you pick up the front, and then that seamlessly goes into the top of the sleeve at the shoulder. So it is laying a little funky. I just need to block it, but I think that'll block out beautifully. So I think the last time I showed it, I had this progress keeper right here, so I have done a little bit more of the body and had not started the sleeves yet. So I think what I'm going to do for this one is I like to pick up sleeves before I finish the body. So I think what I'm going to do for this one is finish this sleeve, which I have all my markers counted out here. I think I'm going to finish this sleeve, do the collar, finish the body, do the second sleeve. That's kind of how I'm feeling I might go about this, just so that when I'm done, I'm just knitting on a small circumference and I don't feel like the body's taking me forever. That's my plan. So I'm going to move my progress keeper on the body and on the sleeve as well, so that hopefully in the next episode, I know I said this last time, I can be wearing this for the January update. But it's going pretty quick. I think I've said this before, but it's amazing how fast you can get projects done when you're only working on like 1 or 2 at a time. So, Inch Sweater progress. Like I said, I feel like I've gotten a lot, and the sleeves feel like they're going fast with all of the decreases, and there's just a lot going on. Decreases, stripes, changing colors. So I'm loving this one. It's a really nice fabric, really nice weight, and I cannot wait to wear this. My bag is stuck. There we go. I cannot wait to wear this. Maybe it'll be done for Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. That's what I said about Thanksgiving. So like I said, those are like the 2 projects I've been working on. Not a very thrilling update. However, I did cast on something new. I know I should have finished stuff, but I cast on something new. And that is for Andrew Mowry's annual sock along. I think it's the 8th annual? I don't know. I've only tried one before, and I gave up on my sock. The gauge was off, and I had a newborn at the time, and just did not work on much. But this year, it was for the Ooey Gooey socks, and I thought they were really fun and really wanted to try it. So I picked up and started an Ooey Gooey sock. This is going to be for my daughter, and this is all out of scrap yarn. Actually, this orange that I'm using was split to use in this sweater, but I didn't need it for the sleeves. So here's my Ooey Gooey sock so far. I got through the heel turn last night, and I picked up all of the stitches to work on the foot. My tension is a little wonky around the sides, and I'm hoping that blocks out, but they are also socks for a 1-year-old, and I think they're going to be too big for her for now, but I'm not that worried about it. If I was more worried about it, I'd go back and redo it, but I'm not that concerned about these for her. So it's a super easy repeat with the color work. Like I said, the heel flap worked up quick. So this is sock number 1. The challenge runs Wednesday of Thanksgiving week in the US, Wednesday evening through Monday morning. So I'm recording this actually on Friday afternoon. So I still have all of Saturday and all of Sunday and Monday morning. And this is what I did on Thursday. I cast on and did the cuff on Wednesday night, and then I worked on this just a little bit yesterday. So I'm feeling pretty confident that I will be able to finish this sock, if not today, by tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we have a D&D session planned, and I plan on knitting all through that D&D session. And I'm hoping I can get sock number 2 done during that time. So anyway, there is my Ooey Gooey sock. This welt was super fun. I've never done that before, but it was really fun to do. I did do it wrong the first time. I missed that there was supposed to be a few rounds of knit in your contrast color, and I just was like, oh, not a big deal. And I was like, oh, that is a big deal, because that's how you create the welt. So I did actually rip back a few rounds. Not take me long at all on the child size. Oh my gosh, there's yarn. I have it in this little shark project bag, and my yarn and needles keep falling out. I need to like reorganize this thing. Anyway, Ooey Gooey sock in my little shark bag. Super cute. So these should be a finished object by the end of November, if I want to get the challenge done. So yeah, that's all I have for whips that I'm working on actively right now. Let's do a few acquisitions. And then I do have a little bit about a sale in my Etsy shop that I'll get to. My husband gave me my Christmas present early, or a part of a Christmas present early, and he got me this gorgeous Nitty Naughty, which I used to skate up some of the hand spun that I've done. I showed the spinning that I was working on in the last episode, so now I have a gorgeous Nitty Naughty to wind my yarn on and measure it, which was super fun. Kind of just feels like an up in my spinning game, even though I'm like a little baby spinner. So anyway, it is gorgeous, and I like these can actually come all the way off if I want to, so I can store it easier. So anyway, that is my Nitty Naughty and a new acquisition, and it is so pretty.
Go back on headshot.
And since it is Black Friday, I have a yarn haul because they were doing my favorite local yarn store, Threadbender, was doing a fantastic sale this weekend. I bought this logo bag a long time ago, but you do get a discount on your yarn with your logo bag. But for Black Friday, there was sales throughout the entire store. They're going on all weekend, and I got quite a deal on this bag of yarn for the Black Friday sales. So I got a few skeins of Rainbow Beach from Queensland Yarn, 100% Australian superwash. This one is color 1138 or 138, and this one is 126, 138. And I got enough of these to make a Traveler by Andrea Mowry. I have enough of this one for the Traveler, I think, if I was reading the yardage right, and I might stripe it in with this one to do the Traveler hood. Otherwise, I will do the crew neck and use these two for something else. I feel like this yarn acts like Farmer's Daughter fiber and Spencer's Daughter, which she uses a lot in her patterns for like the color shifts. So that is why I picked these up, and they were on clearance, so they were on like a super sale. So they are 100 gram skeins, 3.52 ounces, 328 yards or 300 meters, and it's 100% superwash wool. So I don't know if it's this exact colorway or if it was a different one. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it might have been this colorway that I used in I know it was this yarn. It was in my tessellated pullover that I wore the other day. So I really like this yarn, and it was on clearance with the discount. It was very inexpensive for what this yarn normally is. And then the reason that I went, and what is in the rest of this bag, if you can see that, is to make something for my husband, because it's been a while. I actually made this sweater for him that he's so excited to wear. I made it when we were like newly married, and it finally got like finishing touches this summer, and I really wanted to make him something else. So when I test knit for Knititude, Chantel very kindly gifted testers a free pattern. So I was like, I know she has a couple menswear designs, so I showed them to my husband. He picked out the Hot Toddy hoodie, and that is what I will be making him out of this Malabrigo Rios. I don't know if this colorway is going to show up. It's V-A-A. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I will put in a picture if I can get it to show up. If I can't get it to show up here. Let me see. Is that working? So I'm very excited to cast this on for him. I think what I will probably do is finish my inch pullover. I will swatch this and get this on my needles after the inch is done, so that maybe he can still wear it this winter season. So those were my acquisitions, and now for the sale. With it being Black Friday weekend, Cyber Monday, going into the Christmas season, I am doing a sale in my Etsy shop. I am restocking project bags, I am restocking headbands, and if I get to it, I have a few other things to throw up in there that are just kind of like one-off items. And I think for the month of December, I'm just going to do a flat 15% off the entire Etsy store, because yeah, I have things that need to get off of my shelves so that I can get new things on the shelves. As far as project bags go, here are a couple, if they aren't sold out by the time this video goes up. I have a ton of bags. So this one is up right now. It's got that cool silver boxed bottom. I've got a couple of little coin pouch size bags. I have some Halloween and fall bags that are the small size. I've got this giant David bag to go up. This is great for like a blanket or a sweater, giant sweater project. We've got some superheroes. These are all going to be ready to ship. So yeah, there are so many bags. So go check out my Etsy, the Toasty Hen. It is linked below, as it is on all of my videos. But yeah, there is like a giant box. There's a giant box. And I'm making more. I'm constantly adding more. I have a few Christmas ones that I'm hoping to get finished soon and get those up as well. So check it out. Obviously, because I make them, they are my favorite project bags, but they are a really good size. Like this one, I could easily fit, like, here's the 3 skeins. That fits with a project. That fits really nicely inside one of these bags. This is my favorite size. I do make this style in a smaller one too. And I have a couple of those ready to ship. So check it out if you're looking for a gift for you, a gift for a loved one. I do advertise them as project bags for knitting, crochet, but they make great bags for other things too, like makeup. Honestly, this one that's on my couch right now, I keep a baby carrier in this all the time too. So they can be used for a variety of things. So go check that out if you're interested, and please support small this year. I know that's really important this year too. It's important every year, but like it's important this year for a lot of small businesses. So anyway, hopefully this was a fairly quick update. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm gonna go do some knitting. I have socks to finish. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you're having a great start to your holiday season, and happy making.